That professional crossfade. It's beautiful. Arjuna, you get better at that week over week. If only your tech guy, me, could make a macro. So he just has to push a button. Probably make his life easier.
Probably make my life a lot easier.
Tony is joining us, by the way. This is Tony.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what are you using that you can't make a macro on?
So it's the ATEM, or it's the Blackmagic ATEM Mini
Sure.
ISO
Sure.
Pro. And it's not that I can't. It's macros are
That
a
you
lot of
won't.
like if then that type thing. And
He refuses.
I don't want to learn about it to make the show better. It is what it is.
Yep.
I'll say this. Tony is probably the only guest we've ever had where we could explain something and Tony knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He's probably just silently judging us. He's like, yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's better. He's like, you guys just suck, honestly.
Tony, when do you have free time? We could probably we could walk around the studio, via virtually, obviously, and you
Listen,
can tell me
hit
exactly
up.
what to fix.
I'll walk you through whatever you want to know.
I appreciate
I got
that.
nothing but time, baby.
I think that's all we have is time. And now that the Mandalorian's over, I got somehow more time.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, there we go. Yikes, indeed. For those joining us on the Twitches, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, we are going to announce the winner of this beautiful, beautiful plastic toy that somebody on the internet pointed out is only $30. And why the hell they would want it? They already have it. They were just trolling. It was very fucking annoying. But anyway, you who've entered on the internet, we will announce the winner towards the end, and then hopefully we will ship this out, and maybe if the postal service works, you'll get it before the holiday. But
No
chance.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no. What?
Hold
Instead,
on. I wasn't told that you guys were doing a giveaway. I did not submit my entry.
you still can if you want. The posts are
Okay.
up.
If you just want to pause the show, give me like 8 minutes. Put in my entries.
All right, we're gonna get rolling here on the main event here, the Mandalorian.
Oh shit.
And once again, I tell all guests, Tony, I did not write this intro. I have not read this intro, so please judge.
Cold read. This
yeah.
is nice. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
It's gonna be terrible. I get so nervous. I'm starting to sweat.
Ew.
It's like wet under my pits.
It's a good thing you're not wearing this white T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah. Who would wear white to a
Me
podcast?
who doesn't sweat.
Do you not sweat?
No, I do. I
He
do a lot,
sweats
but
a
not
lot.
on the podcast.
Anyway, here we go.
You can just turn it off. I sweat all the time, but not when I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a power.
The power. All right, here we go. And you're recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I am
cool.
recording.
Off to a great start. I like the fake out. That's good.
All right, here we go. And so we come to the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian. And what a ride it was. I cried, I laughed, I might have peed myself a little. We'll get to all of my emotions and bodily functions. First, was it good? And we answer the only question that really matters. I'm your host, Ravi, and I'm joined by my two brothers, Christian and Arjuna, and we're joined by a very special guest, Mr. Tony Czech. Tony, right off the bat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many tears left your tear ducts after that final?
On a scale of 1 to that doesn't even is that a quantity? Is like 10 is 10 tears, or
Yes.
is it just in like I would say at least 9 then
Oh,
total tears. If we're doing a scale, I'd say like a 4. Does that make
okay.
sense?
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, so you're capable of producing 36 tears at one time, and only 9 left your.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think.
That was.
I actually know that math is wrong.
yeah, that's
that
very
math.
wrong. Like, what?
That math is so wrong.
No, let's just keep it. I like it.
It's 20. You're capable of producing 20 tears total, I think. I don't know.
Krishna, show your work right now. I don't buy it.
Show us the math, bro. Show us the
I
math.
forget how to do math.
I need a calculator. Does anyone actually remember
So
algebra?
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't cry happy tears very often. Like I'm a sad crier. I don't do like the bittersweet and the happy. Rarely gets me, but I did. There was a trickle. There was like a little faucet. I liked it. I liked it. It's nice.
I had tears too, but they weren't happy.
A little leakage.
Little
Wait, so you were crying, but you weren't happy? Okay,
Maybe.
All right. We already have.
You're not happy at all. I guess we can get into this later, but you're not you're not the least bit happy that he's found a home.
No, I wanted them all to die, Tony. I wanted them all
Real quick, we're jumping super ahead here. Arjuna at one point.
I'm just kidding.
Tony, we do this thing called bold predictions on here, and they can be somewhat smart or whatever, or like within the show, or they can just be batshit insane. And Arjuna put himself on the hill of Grogu, the child, Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call it, Grogu, has to die.
No, that
Or
wasn't my,
will die.
that wasn't my bold prediction.
Who was it that was going to
It
die?
was Ahsoka.
Somebody has to die.
My prediction was Ahsoka was going to die in her appearance because they needed to at least make Moff Gideon somewhat menacing, which they failed to do.
They made it so that we can see that he has more emotions than intimidation. We saw fear.
No, there was. I mean, listen. No, he's not menacing. I agree. But I don't think he's supposed to be menacing. I think he's more of a gray character, and I like that. I don't like this, and this is a whole Star Wars thing, but they're very black and white, right? Let's right and wrong. That annoys me. Give me some gray characters. That's why Bill Burr's so fucking... Sorry, can I say fuck on this show?
You can fucking say fuck. Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
you can.
Got it. Should have checked that earlier. But that's why Bill Burr is so good on the show. It's just he's morally gray, and I love it. It's interesting. Everyone else is so boring sometimes.
And that's I feel like we could almost pull in. We had Zach Schwartz on last week's episode, and we could almost create a back and forth between what Zach hates about the season and what Tony loves about this season. Zach wanted more evil. Zach went as far as to say he wanted Moff Gideon to walk into a hospital and blow it up. That's the level of
He
evil
said that
he
a
wanted.
disturbingly amount of times. A disturbing amount.
He mentioned it at least 4 times. He wanted him to become the Joker from The Dark Knight, basically. So that was a little concerning.
Great villain. I get it. But I don't know.
But that's the thing, though, is like Star Wars has never been about the Joker level villain or the Game of Thrones situations, right? It's always been Star Wars, which is
Papa Palpatine,
children's show.
Yeah. But we have had characters who could go to that level.
Yeah, but we've
never seen.
But that's
it.
a hypothetical. We've never seen it.
We did get Order 66, guys. Don't
children
forget
died.
that.
That's true.
Yeah, 3 away
he
from Order
butchers
69.
Little younglings.
I mean, but that was we don't know. He could have hid them away.
Anakin killed not just the men, but the women and the children too. I mean, come on.
Yes, and then Padme was like, "That's cool."
Yeah,
It's
like,
cool.
Oh,
It's like,
you
whatever.
poor baby.
You poor thing.
Yeah. She consoled him.
Like the fuck.
Kind of
Well, she's also what, like 11 years older than him.
She's a sociopath.
Yeah, she's got problems.
She's the real psychopath of Star Wars.
She's only
let me
6.
tell
She's
ya.
only 6 years older. But,
Who
you know, who's counting?
power rank the most ridiculous psychotic characters in Star Wars? Would you put her as number 1?
Well,
No,
number
Darth
1's
Maul.
got to be Click Clack in terms of insanity.
Poor Click.
He just goes around in the sand drawing boobies. I mean,
He has a sex addiction.
Oh my god! All right, so back on to the season finale. We're gonna run around real quick and give our one-word impressions, right? So we want to recap the episode in one word. Doesn't have to be solely about what you saw on the episode. It could be how you felt. It could be your viewing experience. It could be the social fallout. All that fun stuff. Krishna, you're usually the most prepared for this segment, so you get to go first.
Wow, I'm actually not. But I can come up with something very quickly.
he's delaying.
I'm gonna say green.
Okay.
Yes, green, and very simple. Grogu is green, and so is the lightsaber that appeared.
Whoa,
in the hand.
Spoiler alert!
I hope that was obvious. If anyone's watching, spoiler alert, like heavy.
I'm just not sure that that's totally inclusive to the colorblind.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Well,
That's,
Krishna, Jesus.
that is true, but I can only relay my experience, unfortunately. It's
also true.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
I'm going to go with green. Green, yeah. Yeah. And also green is what? The color for envy?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anyone was necessarily envious of anyone. Oh, no. Bo-Katan was clearly envious of our Mandalorian when he had the Darksaber at the end there. She was very envious.
Which,
So
by
green
the
with
way,
green with envy.
Which, by the way, like, couldn't they have avoided that entire scenario if, I don't know, Bo-Katan had just said, yo, need the sword, need it in this way, as opposed to just like, he has to surrender to me. Could have avoided it. You know,
Yeah.
communication is key,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
if they act like a corporation where communication sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Revy, Star Wars
Sue.
has always thrived on bad communication. If you think about it,
Most
if you think
conflict.
about the prequel trilogy,
Most
and
conflict.
the regular trilogy, and the sequel trilogy, if there was just a little bit better communication, none of these movies would have ever happened. It's all about bad communication. So in that regard, it is quintessential classic Star Wars.
Very true. Very true. Tony, do you have a one-word impression to recap the episode for us?
I do. It's closure.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mainly because I guess I'm done watching the show.
yes.
Wait, do you mean like this season because the season's over, or are you?
That's a wrap, folks. I'm out. Like, that's a happy ending. If I've ever seen one, I'm checking out before they mess it up.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wait.
But
Tony.
you don't want to know what happens, like the child's like, because we know at some point.
Well, the child's dead, right?
Whoa! Everything just glitched. on
That's
us.
where my
That
head's
was
at.
weird.
Is he went with Luke, right? He goes with Luke.
Yep.
Yep.
And Luke, Kylo kills all of Luke's apprentices. Boom, kid's dead. End of story.
Yeah, I mean that is where it is. That's where it is
Boom.
staying as of right now. But I feel like that they're going to have. Well, first of all, you know, we talk about business and Disney. Obviously, they love toys, selling toys for the child. So the child will return in some way, shape, or form. Probably in the Grogu R2-D2 spinoff that they teased at the end there. Because if there's anything that this show has been consistent about this season, it's about backdoor
So
pilots.
I have a theory on that. Because when I watched the episode twice now. When I watched it the second time, so when I watched it the first time, I kind of thought something similar to what you're saying, Arjuna, where it's like it's this cutesy thing. Wouldn't that be cool? An R2 Grogu adventure kids thing, whatever. But the way I looked at it is it not possible that R2 recognizes Grogu and or Grogu recognizes R2 because they're both at the Jedi Temple during the same period, right? So it's because remember R2 is Anakin / Padme's droid and would have spent a lot of time at the temple.
Wow. You know, I
For sure.
didn't even make that connection.
Nah, it's just setting up a spinoff. Come on, man. Don't read too deeply into it.
I have
By the
to.
way, I would be okay with that one. I think they've made all the wrong choices on the spin-offs. I would like to see Timothy Oliphant get a spin-off. I would like to see Bill Burr get a spin-off. And then I would watch the Baby Yoda spin-off because I need more of the child. I get it. I don't want to see anything else that they've said. I thought Ahsoka, I don't know if you guys did an episode on her episode. I thought she was garbage. I was anti-Ahsoka.
Whoa.
Whole
Shit.
episode.
Whoa. I mean,
What a
I
take.
don't think that's your rant or your hot take, but that is a hot take.
Is that a hot take? I don't even.
think-
I honestly don't know.
I don't actually. You know what? I don't know if it's the hottest of hot takes.
I mean, her character was pretty universally praised, at least in the live action adaptation. So I would say Tony is likely in the minority in his opinion, but I am fascinated by this opinion. So
It's not the first time. It's not the last time, guys.
Nice.
Juno, what's your one-word impression going to be?
mouth.
I'm sorry?
Yes, my one-word impression is mouth.
Why would you...
I was just really distracted when the CGI monster known as Luke Skywalker came in to the room, and he started talking, and his mouth was just moving in all these weird directions, and I cried a little because it was so bad.
So we've had now 3... This will be mark the 3rd digital recreation of a beloved character in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Moff Tarkin would be numero uno, followed by obviously by because of the passing of Carrie Fisher, then Princess Leia.
They also did a young Leia in Rogue One.
And they did a young Leia as well. So I guess technically this would be 4, because you've got obviously. Well, I guess Princess Leia in Episode 9. That was just old footage, but digitally recut. Correct.
Correct, and then they also do the young Leia when they do the flashback with also
Rogue
young
One.
Luke No, in episode 9.
that's right, in
remember?
episode 9, yeah.
In fact, that Luke Skywalker looks better than this Luke.
Well, they had more money to throw at it digitally. But that's the beautiful thing, too, Arjuna. Like, The Mandalorian has proven to us already this season that they're okay going back and digitally fixing things, such as the actor that was, seen in that shot. I believe it was episode 4 when they're with Cara Dune.
The guy with the jeans?
The guy in the jeans, yeah.
The famous character.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
they
jeans
digitally
man.
removed him, so
Wait,
he no longer exists.
Wait, they got rid of Bob the janitor?
Yes, he's gone.
Those bastards.
Yeah.
What about the spin-off with him?
Yeah, denim
What's this
jeans
spin-off?
are no longer canon, guys.
Oh.
That suck.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's shit.
Bullshit, honestly.
But what I mean by this, they could go back technically in a year or so and be like, you know what?
Let's touch it up.
Arjuna Ramgopal was correct. This mouth thing is a pain in the butt. Let's go and fix it.
Actually, I do want to say, because by the time Luke appears and right before he takes his hood off, we already knew who it was. We knew it was Luke Skywalker. And I think...
No, I thought it was Kylo Ren.
And as he was taking his hood off, I think, at least going through my head, and I think Lauren might have said it, Sebastian Stan.
Yep.
I was like, oh, they actually did it. They're going to put Sebastian Stan under that hood.
Well, if
They
they'd
did.
done that, then you knew a spin-off would be coming for Luke Skywalker.
That's true as well. That's very true. The way when I saw the digital recreation, it kind of to me made sense because Lucasfilm and Star Wars has already kind of made the decision that when they need to bring back a character that doesn't look or is not the age that they want, they're okay with going and doing the digital recreations. I think the only exception that we have so far is Lando Calrissian
And Han Solo.
and Han Solo. But that was because they need to make an entire movie, and
Right.
that would be very expensive to do those deep fakes. So
Have any of them been received well? Genuine
That is a
question. I
good
don't
question.
know.
Yeah.
I think in this case, a lot of people, like what I've been reading online, everyone has been comparing that scene to the Rogue One scene with Darth Vader running down the hallway. I think a lot of people are more breaking down the action sequences as opposed to just that initial, give me your child, I'm a baby thief.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, if we're being completely honest, right? Like the scene's kind of lame, right? Like
What?
It's not like.
What do you mean the scene's lame?
Well, I just mean like the Luke lines. They're not like anything special. It's not like there's. It's cool that he's there and it makes sense in universe. But
You do realize the Luke lines are exactly the Luke from the
No,
original.
absolutely.
And even the new trilogy.
Absolutely, but-
Luke is not like the most
I understand that.
Talkative human.
No, I understand that.
at least in that part.
But like,
that
it's
point.
not just like it's not. It's kind of like.
What's the best part of the episode?
No, the best part of the episode would have been Boba Fett comes back and Luke and Boba face off in the Sarlacc pit.
I'm talking about what happened, not your imagination.
That's what should have happened.
But here's the other thing, though. Remember, the show is not about Luke Skywalker. The show, to some degree, is not also about the child. The show is about this guy named Pedro Pascal who wants a fat paycheck. What? And what I mean by that is, say that again?
I would disagree with you there. Just based on how the show has gone and how the fans have responded, maybe that's what they intended. You know what? No. You think about that now. I disagree. The first episode ends with him finding the child. That's what hooks you into the show. You watch the first episode and you're like, yeah, this is a cool show. It's different than anything we've seen before. And then fucking Baby Yoda pops up and you're like, and I'll see you next week. That's great.
Yeah, right. So that's why the end, and we'll get to this, but that's why the finale has a lot of people
Tilted.
either confused, angry, upset, anxiety, a lot of anxiety, to be honest. Like, what is the direction of the show that's going forward? Because let's be honest, 50% of the fans tune in for their weekly medication of Grogu. Right?
Yeah.
So
That's why
if they're taking Grogu and putting him
in his own show.
away from the Mandalorian, the show is Mandalorian.
Well, there's
we'll
a
have
good
to
theory
see.
that we're gonna get. Obviously there is the
Bold predictions.
there's not bold predictions, but there is a big part of this episode we haven't gotten to yet. That it's at the very very end.
Yeah, we'll get that into, in a
Boba
second.
Tea? Boba Tea.
My one-word impression for this is going to be a
No one
callback
cares.
to a classic, Battlestar Galactica, and that's the term frack.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because Bo-Katan, Katie Sackhoff, I think, again, she did a great job with the character. She was the original voice actress for Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars series and the Rebel series, and seeing her live action gives me memories of Battlestar Galactica with her being Starbuck. The fact that they brought such an amazing actress in here, and then her character is, by far a fucking badass. I think has been great. But then also frack for the Dark Troopers because they look like fucking Cylons.
I mean, yes, they look like the classic toaster.
We have,
I thought you were going to go
we
toaster.
have,
No, I like frack.
but our sentence is green frack mouth closure.
That's so good.
that doesn't make any sense.
No, it's just think of like Yoda. He's like foaming at the mouth.
Ew.
It's like
Oh
that's
my
what it
God,
means.
Juna, that's disgusting.
That is awful.
That's not what you want to hear. That's wrong, Arjuna. But that's going to be our one-word impressions here. Tony, to kind of recap the episode and really jump into the conversation, we task Arjuna with homework when he watches these because we don't want him to enjoy his viewing experience.
Smart.
By giving him homework. Normal sibling thing that you do. So we call it Arjuna's DVD chapter listing. So I'm going to run through this because there's quite a bit there. And I want to get your initial reaction. Does it make sense? Are we kind of is he shooting at straws or whatever that weird phrase is that I can't remember? What is that phrase? That's going to bug me. Shooting at straws does anyone?
I've never heard of shooting at straws.
Shooting
so
at
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
think we understand your meaning.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've combined two different
Probably
phrases.
combined a couple different
yeah,
phrases there. Anyway, let's get back to the chapter listings. So I'm going to run through this, and Tony, definitely interrupt me if it makes no sense. So chapter 1 for Mandalorian. What is this episode called?
The rescue.
The Rescue. Here we go.
I forgot too. I was like, wait, what the hell?
One crispy ear with a streak of revenge blaster and a splattering of clone references. Baked to perfection.
Is that a run-on sentence? Is that what
Tony looks like he's about to go full English teacher on you right now, June.
It could also be honestly, it could be my delivery. I keep doing this thing of not wearing glasses when I do these things. So
Oh, that's smart.
Put your contacts in.
they hurt my eyeballs.
Wow.
I have sensitive eyeballs.
Wow.
Avengers assemble.
Great. Yeah, I'm in.
Clonism.
Clonism.
It's like racism, but they hate clones. Clonism.
Clonism. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
she hated clone. She hated.
That, by the way, that scene was fucking hilarious. That was just dig after dig after dig. And basically what it showed is the Mandalorians lost for a very simple reason. They hate each other internally.
Yeah. Well, also, I was worried about Tamara because he's going against a professional MMA fighter.
No, she's a pro wrestler.
Pro wrestler. Oh,
Pro
even
wrestler.
worse. So she's going against a pro wrestler. I was concerned for his health.
He held up well.
I mean, he's got that dad bod going. He's a little bit slower, guys. Like, let's be honest here.
Oh man. I mean, his cushion is good.
Oh, that, by the way, thanks
I
to
agree with that. I concur. I've been in a lot of fights in my day, and this saved me.
and real quick, shout out to our chat. Thank you. It's grasping at straws.
Oh, okay.
Not shooting at straws.
Straws.
Yeah.
Shooting, grasping.
Wait, you were
yeah,
thinking of like
it's all the same.
shooting fish in a barrel?
I don't know
I think so.
what I
I
was
think he's
thinking.
thinking like yeah, and then
I don't know. Grasping at straw. I'm gonna get that like tattooed somewhere. Anyway, the 3 o'clock production call. Oh, okay.
You guys do production calls at 3 o'clock. That's not bad. We do like Friday at 5 o'clock when you're ready to leave, and they're like, "Okay, we got one more meeting. It'll only be 45 minutes." And 2 hours later, they're still talking. It's bullshit.
Stay on target. Okay.
Who needs to stay on target? I don't even know what that was in reference to.
Juna?
So when they have when they're in the Imperial carrier and they're going straight for the docking bay and they're like move and they're just staying right on target.
Oh, I see.
To get to the
Go
landing
in.
bay.
Stay on
And
target.
then stay on target's
Stay
also
on
a
target.
reference to
The trench run.
episode 4.
I'm very excited for the Lego Star Wars Light Cruiser set that is most definitely coming out next year. So that's just my.
You're the only one.
Yeah, I love Lego sets.
Yeah.
Lady Avengers assemble.
Sure.
Mando gets his ass kicked again.
Again.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he's supposed to.
No, I know. I just love how many times he like loses in battle in the show and lives.
Well, can we? Yeah, real quick. The Beskar helmet getting fucking
Oh my
bashed in.
God.
Wouldn't that like
So
so?
violent.
The last
Concussion?
season finale, he gets blown and
Yes.
thrown across the room, and his head lands on something hard, and
he's
then
bleeding.
there's blood. This time around, he's consistently being fucking bashed in the front of his head, and then it's the back of his head is hitting a solid surface. His head internally in that helmet is going back and forth like a fucking ping pong ball.
He should have at least had like a broken
No,
nose
no,
or
no.
something.
No,
That's first of all, that's not how gravity works. Listen, what's happening in the helmet, Robbie, is it's already against the wall, right? So his head, he's leaning back because he's getting punched at. So he's leaning back. His head doesn't move. It's just slowly getting pounded in the wall. That Beskar holds up. He's got 6 inches in front of his eyes. He's fine.
Also, let's be honest, right? After
Breakdown
that
is
whole debacle at the end of season 1,
Yep.
probably put in a little bit of extra foam padding. That's what a
As you
smart
would.
person would do.
I would say this. I think we need to bring back the Mythbusters and have them prove this. And I volunteer Krishna's face as the test subject. Thank you. I have spoken.
No. Quill's done. You
They'll
can't
be-
steal his line.
They'll be back. They're fucking robots, bro, that thrive in the cold.
That just sounds like you are grasping at straws.
Or shooting at
What do you mean
straws,
they
yeah.
thrive in the cold? Where are you getting that information,
There-
Arjuna?
there's literally
you don't
a
know
lot-
anything about them.
No. Nope. There's literally a line during their 3:00 production call where the doctor talks about these dark troopers, and I think he literally says they have to be kept at super cold temperatures, and like they overheat and everything. So I'm like, when he puts it into space, I'm like, well, space is fucking freezing as hell. Like they're gonna fly back. They're not just dead. They don't need oxygen.
Oh, well, that was good. Good attention to detail.
I'm sorry I called you on it. My apologies.
Tony, you really hurt me on that one. You really
I'm
hurt
man enough
me.
to admit when I was wrong, Arjuna, and I formally apologize to you.
I want a handwritten letter.
Okay. Expect it in 3 to 6 weeks.
The most predictable fight in history.
Wait, which one?
Which one?
There we go.
Mando versus Moff. Like I know at least on this podcast we've talked about like he got the spear and like the
spear
spear is going to
versus
be
the
versing the dark saber.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Some quick personal news. I ended up buying that spear last night.
Oh, Jesus.
It's coming in about 4 weeks.
Wow.
Very excited. It's solid aluminium, so that's been great.
Aluminium?
Aluminum?
Aluminum?
Aluminium.
It's aluminum.
Aluminium.
I can't tell if you're trolling.
Trolling.
Or if-
Johnny Ive, former Apple engineer.
Okay.
He's the guy that kind of gave us all of our modern designs for devices. British guy. He would say aluminum as aluminium during.
Oh,
It's for sure British because my middle school, my 6th grade teacher was from London, and that's how he said it as well when he's going through
Yes.
the periodic table. And I was like, no.
Aluminium. Wow.
Like
so
it's like
weird.
potato or tomato. And khakis.
Tomato.
And coffee.
no one says potato.
I say potato.
No one says potato.
Would you like a potato pancake?
That's a lie.
Potato?
You're lying.
Potato.
You pretentious git. Get out. Don't you ever say potato again.
The chicken man goes loco.
Great. Nice play on words. That was good. I like that one, Arjuna.
Oh no, everyone's going to die. How sad. Boo hoo. Tears, curtains. It's over.
Dripping with sarcasm. Sure.
X-Wing, green lightsaber, black gloves. Black glove, excuse me. Well, it's got to be Luke fucking Skywalker.
Hold on. Is that one line with an ellipses, or is that two separate
That's two
points?
separate
separate
points.
ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
two separate points.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to respond. Okay. Got it.
Well, you didn't respond, so I just jumped to the next one.
Smart. No, that's good. That's good. You fill the dead space.
Got it. Yeah, you don't want dead space at all. The chicken man will return.
Boy, yeah, because he doesn't shoot himself in the face.
Oh yeah, I was a little shocked by that, to be honest. Yeah, Ravi said several times that this is a kids show, but attempted suicide is pretty adult.
Well, the
Just
show,
saying.
most of the episodes are TV-14.
Ah,
So,
ooh,
Yeah.
It is a children's show,
but it's not.
to a degree.
Yeah,
For it's for teenagers. It's a teen show.
It's a teen show. Okay.
I've got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old nephew. They both love this show, so I'm calling bullshit on the 14.
Yeah. It's 13.
Did oh boy. Did a 3-year-old do the CGI on his face? Did we not learn anything from Rogue One?
Oh, tell us how you really feel.
Exactly. I don't think any of them have been received well. This great point, Arjuna. 3-year-olds can do a lot of things on technology these days. They're on iPads all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a little scary actually.
Deepfakes, man. Deepfakes.
Like a deep fake would have looked better. Jesus.
I wonder if it was a deepfake as opposed to like using something like one of those CG applications that actually do like that modding. If they just threw it into like one of those free deepfake like batch file compressors. Could be.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure in the next like week or two, we're gonna get one of the like deepfake artists that will redo that sequence and show us what it could have been. So that'll be fun. Fuck, they're really saying goodbye.
Yeah, I had that same sentiment. I kept waiting for something to happen, mainly because that scene is like 5 minutes of them talking about nothing. But before, in between, I was like, something's got to happen. They're not really going to separate, and then they do. It's great. Yeah. End of show.
And curtains.
Grogu and R2 spin-off in 3, 2, 1.
We already talked about it. I'm on board.
Yep.
I'm in.
What happened to the Darksaber? I mean, he put it on his belt, I think.
Yeah. But he has it.
Yeah, but there's like the whole like lingering plot, the dangling plot line of like, Bo
that's
wants
next
it.
season.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I have problems with that, by the way, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That's why I put it in there. That's why I put it in there.
Major issues in 3, 2. Wow.
Another fucking spin-off or season 3. Oh, who cares? Bib is dead, you guys. Rip.
R.I.P. But
Here's a question.
Bib Fortuna? Come on, guys.
Oh, Bib Fortuna.
The guy at the end? Jabba's right-hand man? Come on.
His name is Tubby Wubby.
His name is Bib Fortuna. Jesus.
Wait,
Is that a Twitch
that's
streamer?
my question.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
Well, no, Robbie hit it on the head. Did he put on a little weight, or is that
he
like
did.
Why do you think? Why?
Because he's the new Jabba.
Why do you think Boba felt like? So Boba's been running around for probably a couple of years at this point, and only to the when he reached what he felt was his maximum Pubby Wubby size, did he feel that he could go and take the throne of Pubby Wubby King,
vulnerable.
Jabba's palace?
I just want to say, shout out to Krishna. There was like a 3-week span where his bold prediction every week was the Hutts will be involved.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. I hate that.
He was right.
How can you hate that? If you're having a show about the Mandalorian and you have Boba Fett show up, you gotta introduce.
Well, that's why you have a spin-off.
Yeah, the Book of Boba.
Yeah.
Or
we'll get to that.
Is it a spin-off?
I do like that the season 3 question is nice because if we do just put a wrap on Din and the baby and it just moves to Boba, I'm back in on the show.
Oh,
just for the record. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about. That's very
interesting.
There's a couple of things that we can break down here. We'll do it kind of in order of what we were shown. Let's talk Darksaber first, right? So there are a couple of things that have popped up that make some could argue are gigantic plot holes. I think some could be explained, et cetera, et cetera. But the main talking item here is Bo-Katan needs the Darksaber in order to lay claim and become the princess or the leader or the head honcho, whatever the fuck you want to call it, of Mandalore, to unite the people, bring them all back to their home, et cetera, et cetera. In order for you to do that, it's revealed by Gideon that it's not necessarily just having the saber that allows you to lay claim, but it's also the story in which you get it, which makes sense. They're a warrior race. Of course, they love their war stories.
Doesn't make sense. Sorry, you finish your thing, and then we'll circle back.
The plot hole here that I think some of the hardcore nerds have brought up is Sabine, which is another Star Wars Rebels character, basically kind of did what Mando does or attempts to do, which is, here, I don't want it. Take the fucking thing.
Yeah, just
you have
literally just hands it to her, and it worked last time. What's different about this time?
So the reason I think it's not necessarily a plot hole is actually what Gideon says. So Gideon goes on, I'm paraphrasing here, but Gideon kind of says along the lines of, and it's when he's explaining.
First of all, he was like a cackling little schoolboy while he was doing that. I just wanted to point out he's like bleeding out the mouth. He's just like giggling. He's like, oh wait, Where's more? You can't do that. Like it was so
He's like,
goofy.
he's
but
like, what's his name in the first Jurassic Park, where it's like,
So he explains that it's part of the story, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say, otherwise your claim is basically, you're a poser, you're fake. And I think he says that because he looks at her when he says that. I think that's in reference to the last time she had the Darksaber. And I think that is ultimately potentially one of the main reasons that Mandalore fell to the Empires, because she was not able to unite the Mandalorians. Because if what he's saying is true, and it kind of makes sense based on this entire group's culture and history, they would not back her, right? It's because the story for her is, oh, this saber was given to me. Sabine actually beat, what was his name, Saxton in combat in Rebels,
Right.
making her the more legitimate ruler of Mandalore, but she didn't want it, and she tried doing what?
I thought she stole it from Maul.
She found it from Maul, but
And
then
then
stole it. But then Saxton, she actually beat in combat while the Darksaber was going back and forth. It's still a better story than the story of Sabine just saying, "Here, take the saber."
So earlier when we did our first show on Mandalorian season 2, one of my bold prediction for the season was there would be a flashback episode just dedicated to the Darksaber, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it was because of the idea of like the Darksaber is this warrior weapon, and I was like, well,
symbol, really.
I thought if Moff Gideon has the weapon, Bo-Katan should be dead, because a Mandalorian is not going to give that type of weapon up very easily. So when she first appeared, I was a little surprised because I thought maybe she was going to be involved in like flashbacks or something, invoking the history of the Darksaber. So obviously there's definitely story there, and I think like Ravi says, potentially that's the backstory that we don't necessarily have that will be explained in a trilogy of movies called the Darksaber Part 1, 2, and 3. That will really dive into
The lore
of Darksaber. And then people are like, where did the Darksaber really come from? And then there'll be a prequel trilogy about the Darksaber.
So there's a book series coming out soon called The High Republic.
Okay, go ahead.
So Darksaber will probably show up there as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes
So-
sense.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Whoa, what is he? He says, "Yippee! Yippee!"
Oh man, yeah, that part irked me because it first of all, that whole thing was just so much exposition.
Yes.
Like Moff Gideon had to go on a 5-minute storytelling. Well, while he's in handcuffs, and everyone's just kind of standing around, letting him talk.
Yeah.
And he's got to explain this whole thing. It's like both a lot of information and not information. It's just like talking. So, the delivery of that and how you find out was a little irksome. I thought the actors did as good of a job as they could have. Like I thought Katie Sackhoff, like her expressions, like while he was saying all that was good. You could tell she was like really like pissed off and like, no, yeah, I gotta actually like fight you. And
I did think for a second they were going to get into a fight.
Yeah, I did too.
For sure.
Which is I guess what they were going.
I mean, they kind of did. He shot her.
No, Mando.
Oh, I mean, I think they were going to, but then the Dark Troopers showed back up and were like, "Hey, remember us?" They're like, "Hi, hi."
Why didn't she tell him all of that stuff?
Thank you.
Why are we getting that from Gideon? Why doesn't little Bo-Katan to tell the story instead of just being like, "Oh, I'm mysterious right now, and I'm not going to tell you why, even though we're on the same side." That doesn't make any sense to me. Just be like,
Oh dear, I think Tony just froze on us.
Oh, Tony, can you say that point one more time? You froze on us for a minute.
I can't. That was it was a one-time shot.
It's gone.
I just don't understand why Bo-Katan isn't telling Mando this story.
Right.
Instead, we're getting it from Gideon because they're on the same side. It's not like they don't communicate. They talk. They made this plan together, and then it didn't go the way they planned. She should just tell him. Instead, she's just like staring at him in this dark room, being like, "Oh no, you've done something." Gideon's like, "Oh no, I can fill in the gaps, guys. Let me just." Can I jump in? Yeah, cool.
And
Thanks.
then he's like, you guys want some of my chicken?
Oh man.
That's the ultimate cosplay. Is if someone could recreate Moff Gideon's armor, but then like put branding for like polio,
Los Polos Hermanos.
yeah, like over it. That would be pretty
with
boss.
a bag of blue crystal.
Yeah. Oh, I'd want. Oh, that'd be so good. So that's obviously one of the biggest issues there, plot holes or whatnot. I mean, hopefully we'll get more information come a season 3 or whatever. But
Or the Darksaber spinoff show.
or the Darksaber spinoff, or a book, or the visual encyclopedia, or a piece of
fun.
paper falling off of a back of a truck.
a mobile VR experience.
Oh, and Chris is about to sneeze.
I still might. Don't worry. I'll protect the mic and myself when it happens.
But the other thing that happened was at the very end. Obviously, the child goes with
Mr. Skywalker.
So I call Palpatine Papa Palpatine. Is there a cool nickname for Luke? Lanky Luke, loser Luke,
douchebag Luke.
No, that's
Douchebag.
way inappropriate. Arjun.
You're going for alliteration.
Yeah, something cool. Laser Luke. No,
Lasers.
Actually, laser brain Luke.
Laser Brain Luke.
Lackluster
Okay.
Luke.
Huh? What was that?
Lackluster Luke.
Lackluster
Ooh,
Luke.
Yeah. Lucky Luke. How about that?
Lucky Luke.
In
Anyway,
over his head,
way off
Luke.
topic there. So obviously the two are separated. The Mando reveals, Pedro Pascal's for some reason less shaved or more shaved face. The mustache wasn't as thick. That bothered me for whatever reason.
It's just when they were able to get him, and he was just like, yeah, guys, I'm not going to change my facial hair. Like, it's just a few minutes. Like, no one's going to notice, except everyone will notice.
Wouldn't have this moment been better if this was the first time he took off the helmet?
This season, yes.
Yeah, for sure. But have
Like,
you?
We just did it. We just took off the helmet like a week ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't even mean anything anymore. He's showing it to everybody.
He's kind of like a take my mask off kind of slut.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Like now he's just taking off for everyone. Like what a.
That's he's
Yeah,
being a
like,
little
hey,
slutty.
He's like, hey
he's a
guys, you want to see my
loose,
face? You want to see my face? Hey, you want to see
This
my
is
face?
basically like this proves right there that it's not a children's show.
Tony, the only thing I can think of, so I know exactly what you mean. The impact would have been far greater for us fans. I'm guessing, though, that our storytellers, Dave Filoni and Favreau and whoever else is involved, they were like, the Mandalorian, when we see him at the beginning of the season, is so gung-ho on the true basically being this cultist. True Mandalorian never takes his helmet off, and he comes into contact throughout the season with different factions who are like, no, you can take it off, dude. You can do that. Bo-Katan, even earlier in the season, is like, you can do that. And then the whole thing with Mayfeld in the last episode, I think, was supposed to like really wrinkle his brain, right? Like, oh, you know what? The things that I believe, when you get right down to it, they don't really have that much importance in the grand scheme of things. So it does make sense. It would have been weird if we didn't have him taking it off. Maybe it happened too quick. Maybe if what happened with Mayfield happened earlier in the season, and then we had like a bigger chunk.
A little space in between the two would have been nice, because I was just like, I feel like I've seen your face a lot lately, and I don't care anymore.
Don't want to see it.
The other thing too that this could potentially be, and I am jumping down the rumor rabbit holes and the potential issues that
You're doing our deep dive for us?
not a deep dive, but more like kind of listener, I guess, acknowledging that there are these rumors. So early on into production, rumors came out that on set, Pedro was upset that his face was covered consistently because of this character. He denied those in I think a recent interview. I believe Deadline dropped it.
I thought you were going to say like in a recent email.
In a recent email to me.
Sent specifically just to me.
He denies though, and he says that he'll do whatever is needed for the fans. Obviously, we get 3 instances. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 instances of him removing his helmet. So I don't know. It could be that. It could be because of story. Could be emotion. It could be a number of different things.
I mean,
honestly.
I think
It works.
it works. Like
Yeah.
if there are behind the scenes reasons that influence the story, like they've made it work. They've given him an arc with his helmet. I mean, that's the most characterization he has. Frankly, even though the show is called The Mandalorian, like I feel like it's his characterization of like being this cultist to like connecting with something, right? And like Tony said, that arc is very complete. Like where does this character who's been very minimally developed go? Like, what is really next for him?
Well, the connection with the baby, like, what does he do? Here's where you go, right? He's developed this connection. He has put everything to the side in order to complete this mission of getting the child to his own people, right? The Jedi, the space wizards. So where does he go? How does he go back to his old life? He can't. He's not the same guy. Who was he before? He was this bounty hunter just making his way through the galaxy, right? Just collecting these bounties. He didn't really care anything. He was a much more gray character, kind of like the kind of characters that Tony's more interested in. Does he go back to that? That's an interesting, what does he do? I'd like to see it.
Well, going back to the Darksaber, we know the season ends. He's holding on to the Darksaber. And we know that the Mandalorians are trying to retake Mandalore. Yeah. He has his character, for the most part, he is about a core group, right? Because he was part of the Foundlings. He was part of his clan. Yeah. He was bounty hunting to protect his clan and provide resources and whatever that they needed, right?
Yeah.
Then he was assigned this thing. I could see a season 3 being where he teams up with Bo and they actually go down that path of, reuniting Mandalore, whatever that looks like.
I think that's what they're really heavily implying, especially there's like that line of like, well, Mando, you should really reconsider helping us take back Mandalore.
It's basically a
Wink,
D&D
wink.
quest.
Yeah.
Like, this whole thing has just been D&D. Like, I think both of you said it, but
You said it.
This episode really kind of solidified, like, this is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Ravi literally, he's putting me and Arjuna. First of all, Arjuna wasn't even with us when we watched
No, I'm saying early in the season, like, after
You
each,
said it last night.
after each episode, though, where it's like, go and complete a quest, get to the next, it's very Dungeons and Dragons in that sense.
But that's Star Wars, though, right?
Right.
I mean, to be honest,
Right.
like, Star Wars is a space fantasy. Fantasy, D&D. Makes sense,
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's very true.
Tony,
do you think we got that big teaser at the very end, the book of Boba?
Boba Tea.
There's, I think there are, a couple of different possibilities. What do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's a spin-off? Is it the next chapter?
Is it a literal book?
Is it an actual book?
I really
think
hope it is.
Here's what it is, you guys. It's a literal. Has anyone seen The Man Who Invented Christmas?
No.
Basically, what's going to happen is Boba's going to write a book, but instead of just like writing it, the characters in the book are going to come to life in his imagination, and then he's going to go on this wild adventure, and then at the end of it, he's going to wake up and be like, "Oh no, I'm still just on the throne. It's been 8 seconds since the last season."
Whoa!
End of the show.
Wow, that sounds like an acid trip of a season. I love it. It's only been 8 seconds, and I've lived several lifetimes. No,
It's going to be good.
That sounds fantastic and scary, but also fantastic.
They haven't confirmed a spinoff, right?
As of right now, the only individuals reporting that it is a spinoff are, I guess actually some news organizations are putting it out there saying that this is a spinoff, and they're basing it off of rumors earlier in 2020 that said that there was a Boba Fett spinoff coming. But the thing that makes it a little confusing is that during the investor call that Disney had last week, they didn't mention anything. They basically said everyone else. They did the whole Oprah type like car giveaway, like you're getting a spinoff, but there was no mention of Boba Fett for whatever reason.
Well, and here's the other thing, and this is I think the important part of the information that we've been given. It said specifically coming December 2021. And what was announced at the investor call that season 3 of The Mandalorian is coming Christmas Day of 2021. Now, it would be kind of odd if there were 2 Star Wars spinoffs that came out in the same month.
That's a lot of stuff I have to buy.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And it would be 2 shows that are very similar, right? Like 2 Mandalorians kind of leading shows.
Yeah.
Which I think gives it credence that it is
Season 3.
This is the next season of The Mandalorian.
Book of Boba.
Especially when you think about each episode's called a chapter.
Yes.
Oh.
Chapters are found in DVD listings.
Exactly.
And DVD listings
books,
got that idea from this ancient form of storytelling called books.
iPads.
Apple iBooks.
So do you think they're going to kind of do a
Anthology type series,
or like a trilogy type thing where each 2 seasons is a piece
Of the story.
of the story? So then you end up with 6 seasons. So the first 2 are about the child, second 2 about Boba, and then the third is about
Sabine,
something.
maybe.
Could be Sabine, yeah.
Wow.
Being Sabine.
Being Sabine.
What is that from?
Oh, it's from the second Mr. Bean movie.
Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Mr. Bean's Holiday.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because he never mind.
Tony?
Again.
I was just gonna say, or we find out that the first 2 seasons are already part of the Book of Boba. You see, all of this is already in his imagination.
Oh,
this character
man.
doesn't exist. All right? He's actually, oh my God, you guys, he's still in the pit. That is what it is. Boba's in the pit, and he's
slowly dying.
all this shit in his head,
dying.
writing a narrative. I'm calling it right now. That's
Oh
the
my
end of season
God.
3.
So this-
he wakes
this-
up in the pit.
Everything we've seen are the ravings of a slowly digested,
Sarlacc.
not
100%.
Mandalorian.
It's true because
That's
you
right.
know they did at the Disney Investor call the specific Mandalorian spinoffs taking place in the same universe as the Mandalorian, which gives credence to Tony's
is the
theory.
stomach.
Well, they didn't say universe. They said timeline.
Yeah,
or
the,
time
the
period.
Mandalorian timeline or time period, right? Which means it gives credence to Tony's theory that all of these spin-offs and everything will just be the in the mind of a lunatic who's being digested.
Oh my God! It's D&D.
I told you.
But he's writing his campaigns.
Oh my
from
God.
within inside the Sarlacc. Oh my God!
I think either way, I think the next couple probably weeks, next month, I doubt we'll get any kind of clear understanding what that means until month, 2 months, next quarter.
Maybe even next December when it comes out.
Honestly,
I'm with you, Krishna. I don't want to hear a word about it. I want complete silence, and I want all you Star Wars nerds to come up with like 1,000 different hypotheses, and then you just get mad because it's not what you thought it was going to be. You jackasses.
It's funny that you say that, because I was gonna start this pod off by saying I fucking hated the episode because I made up this story in my mind that Thrawn was gonna fucking show up.
I told you that was stupid. I literally told both of you. I'm like, that is not going to happen. Okay?
And we told
This
you-
is not full fan.
And we
fiction.
told you fucking
though.
Luke Skywalker showing up wasn't gonna fucking happen.
And I was right. So who should we listen to on this podcast?
Not you.
Tony.
Because you get lucky once.
Vote Krishna.
Speaking of bold predictions, I kind of want to run back real quick to some of our previous guests and some of our own weird, wacky predictions here. Krishna, we'll start with you. He believed that Commander Rex was going to show up. He kind of did, because
There's heavy references.
because Bo-Katan said, "I've heard a thousand of your voices." So she did work with Rex during the campaign to take on. So he kind of showed up
Yeah, but I wanted him.
like an actual.
I wanted the white
Christian,
goatee,
that's going to be
the bald
in
head.
the Rex spinoff.
There's a Rex spinoff?
Why not?
Krishna also said that he thinks it's going to end with Mando getting captured, and then Boba Fett was going to save Grogu.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
And then Krishna said that he wants it to. That's how he thought it was going to end. He wanted it to end with Thrawn as the puppet master. Grogu doesn't get rescued and gets twisted.
Yeah,
Twisted
it
into
turned
the
to the
dark
dark
side.
side.
Oh, okay.
He gets like Grogu goes full baddie.
He breaks bad. Like
He breaks
you know,
bad.
like we know the Chicken Man did to Walter White.
I had said that I wanted to end with Mando getting Slave One.
That didn't happen.
Where it didn't happen, but it's still possible based on
Boba ran away.
whatever happens next
It's
season.
just like peace.
He like pieced out. I was like, is that part of the plan?
You know,
Was he supposed to just
for a
leave?
brief second, I did think I like when they're like, "Yeah, be careful," and he's like, oh, "Don't worry, I'll be safe." I'm like, "Are they gonna kill Boba and the slave? Like, is that gonna be the little thing right here? Like, he's gonna get killed?" I'm like, it didn't happen, thankfully, because I'm like, that would have been stupid.
One of my overall season predictions was that Ahsoka and the child would cross paths. That was kind of a no-brainer. Arjuna had said that Moff would die.
Didn't happen because they refused to have steaks in
yet.
this show.
I think at this point they're all vegetarian.
Yeah, I think so too.
Wait, what?
Steaks. You know, food steak. It's
steaks.
a meat.
Oh my god.
Do cows exist? I guess.
Yeah, why would?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because
It would be different
milk the
form.
cow thing. Looking.
I mean,
thing.
whatever that thing.
Yeah, whatever that fucking thing
Hey,
was.
this is before he did that. Remember that.
That's true.
He hasn't lost. his mind.
Arjuna. So it is written here. Arjuna did say it's going to end with Luke showing up. So
That's how I said I wanted it to end. Yeah.
Oh, so you should be
How I
the
want to
happiest
end.
person
Yes.
on earth. It ended how you wanted.
Yeah.
it.
Why are you?
bashing it?
Yeah. What's your
You should be
problem?
praising
On
it.
all of Earth, you should be the happiest person on Earth.
On
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ever.
You're right, Tony. It's not big enough in the galaxy.
I just didn't like. I didn't like the CGI.
Well, okay, Ravi. I didn't know you cloned yourself.
I'm surprised it's not like most people have been like, yeah, it was fine. I'm like, what? I thought it was so bad. Like it was so bad.
I did not feel like it was fine.
Like, thank you, Tony.
I agree with you 100%. I didn't feel like it was fine at all. The whole time when he was like going up to lift the hood, I was like, don't do it.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, keep his face
Because it
hidden.
was
That would've
so
been-
it would the whole thing of the ship coming in and him destroying the droids. Like that was the best part of the best part of the episode, right? Like
That's
it
not
was
true.
so well done. It was so epic. Like we all knew what was coming. Like, and then he lifts up the hood. I'm like,
They
fuck's
ruined
sake!
it.
Like,
They
come
ruined it.
Come on, just you're Disney. Just throw $100 million at it. Come on.
So for our guests, should we, for their theory, should we say who the guest was, or should we
Yeah.
just leave it anonymous?
No, say who
Embarrass
the guest was.
them?
No, call people out.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That's
So,
no point having guests if we don't call
Mr.
them out.
Zach Schwartz had said he wants it to end with quote, "Get Moff to get the fuck out of my face." It's a quote from Zach.
So I assume that means he wanted him
they
to
didn't
die.
do it then.
That's how he wanted it, and how he thinks it will end. Moff will actually die, but his character still sucks.
Zach really hated Moff Gideon. Yeah.
Brett has said
season 3, Zach, you idiot.
Brett has said season 2 Bo-Katan will be a baddie.
You know, he's like half right.
Yeah,
Antagonistic
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
towards the
antagonistic.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Din.
Courtney has said that the hooded figure is Sabine Wren, and she fights off Gideon.
That was way back.
Yeah.
Courtney made that, and we realized it wasn't.
Yeah.
Sabine,
Yeah.
So.
I would have
was
liked
wrong.
that. It would have been
So-
a nice connect.
Oh yeah,
I
it would have been
think.
amazing. Yeah.
And then Natalie had said that Cara Dune will not be in any other seasons of Mandalorian.
She was in half the fucking season.
Yeah, she was in a lot.
Wait,
And
what
she's
was she
getting
said?
her own show, right?
Yeah.
Potential. Well, they didn't announce who's in the show.
For next.
Yeah, she's in the show.
What if that
You're
show?
right,
What if
you're
that
right, who
show
knows?
was like, to your point earlier, Tony? What if the Rangers, Power Rangers, show is more Bill Burr, or is Bill Burr and Timothy Oliphant?
I mean, I would watch that show on repeat every day for the rest of my life. I love them both. I think they're great.
I would. I mean, that would be a really good and very, very fucking funny show. Funny show. Tony, let's give it also to you as you have the mic here. You had a rant. This is our rant section here, where we let either somebody on this pod or a guest kind of really dig in and boil the blood. So let's hear it.
Okay, so it took me a while to decide which rant I wanted to go on your podcast because I have a lot of
Do 'em all.
a lot of feelings about Star Wars. But this one is about Luke Skywalker. So I had very mixed feelings when he showed up in the episode. It was a cool scene. I was like, oh, that's dope. But at the same time, I was like, why do we continually bring everything back to this saga that you guys said you wrapped up? That was the conclusion of the Skywalker motherfucking saga. And here's Luke again. Well, Luke's everywhere. They're everywhere. I'm so sick of these people and their stupid family. They're not the only family in the galaxy, okay? This show was great to me because it was something different. It was didn't have anything to do with these people. It took place in a time we haven't really seen. And I was like, this is great. I'm so excited to have like a Star Wars universe to live in that doesn't include all the bullshit we've seen before. And they ruined it. They've been slowly putting them in this season. Season 1 was great. Season 1 was fun. Second season, circle jerk. It's a Star Wars I've been very frustrated, but also enjoying it. I'm just torn. Mm-hmm. If we see Luke again in season 3, if we visit him and this stupid baby again, I am out. I will quit the show. I'm so sick of him. That's all I wanted to say today.
I think that's a good rant because
That's a great
it's
rant.
it's a great rant.
It's the greatest rant we've ever had on this.
Yeah.
Because I think it also highlights
It's completely true.
it's very
all
very
true.
true, but it also highlights like the biggest flaw with Luke and part of the
boring.
problem that you have when you are trying to create new stories in a world that takes place over 3 trilogies, which is roughly 40 years or whatever. The problem
Sure.
the problem that you run into is like the core event for the galaxy is around one individual family, but we know that potentially the child could get slashed to death by Luke's nephew, right? And the Knights of Ren because Luke sucks.
Or he is a Knight of Ren.
Or that would be both adorable and horrifying.
They totally blew over that whole thing. Like, the Knights of Ren, we're not really going to use them, though. So don't worry.
God, what a
It's like the OG Boba Fett. It's like Captain Phasma. It's
Like I said,
like Jar Jar
yeah,
Binks. It's great characters that you just threw
all
away.
these plot threads that don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
That's Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
In fact, they should never revisit any of these characters ever again.
there's this new series going to come out called High Republic, and if you for one, and this is to you too, Tony, if you for one fucking second think a Skywalker's not going to be fucking mentioned,
Wait, how?
you're insane.
Isn't it 2,000 years before?
200?
Yeah. Why would the Skywalker be mentioned?
Luke,
like a
Anakin's
prophecy?
great granddaddy or
Wait,
grandmother.
He was created
Andy
from-
doesn't have a father.
Yeah.
They'll
His
figure it
brother is
out.
the
Hey,
Force.
they will figure it out. But
They will
that's
figure it out.
that's
You're
my
absolutely
big bold
right about
prediction
that. It
for
should be Skywalker had
all
it,
of the High Republic series. Is
High
the
Republic.
Skywalkers will be
High
mentioned.
Republic. Time travel. That's all I got to
Boom,
say.
boom. He's right. He's got it. He figured out it right there. Time travel.
Yeah, Tony, you're absolutely right. Because I think that was one thing we were so excited for with The Mandalorian was how disconnected it felt from the movies. Like there were little, connections here and there, but they were like small. But yeah, you know, when you see in the first episode of season 2, Timothy Oliphant riding Anakin's at one of his pod racer engines, you get a little bit of a shiver up your spine. You're like, uh-oh.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. In terms of this
Here come the
season.
Skywalkers.
I think I said this last week or 2 weeks ago. This is not a good show. Like if you look at television and what like good television is, this is not a good television show.
What is good television?
Art.
Get out.
I don't know.
It's subjective.
It's certainly subjective, but I would not say like the writing in this is good. I wouldn't say the acting, on a whole is necessarily the best. I wouldn't even say the production for this season was as good as season 1, right? Like things looked cheaper. It felt like corners were cut this season. But what this show did for season 2, and I think they leaned all the way in, was just make it fan service. And they leaned all the way into being like, season 1 was very much straddling the line of new fans and the hardcore fan. I think this season they're just like, we'll have the baby for the everyday fan, and we're going to do all this other stuff for the hardcore fan, and that's how we're going to do it. And
because they feel like they hooked you. They're like, all those people that weren't crazy fans are now crazy fans. Yep. And everything you don't understand in season 2, you'll Google. We know you will.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're just a bunch of assholes, man.
Hey, this is true.
Hey, I love
but
it. I
watch it. No, I know. That's the thing I love about critics and even us with this show is we will bash the hell out of it, but at the end of the day, we're gonna fucking watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch every single spinoff. As well.
I'm gonna cancel my Disney Plus subscription.
You don't have one
tonight.
You don't have one.
I will.
You watch
refuse
Sahara's.
Your girlfriend pays for it.
I will make Sahara cancel.
Whoa,
Hey, Tony,
it's 2020, man. You can't make her.
Tony, we're gonna have an opening on this podcast. Are you ready to ascend and become a Ram Gopal brother? Because only brothers can be on this.
So ready.
Oh, okay.
You guys are going
Junior,
to have
fired.
macros you've never seen before. I'll tell you that right now. The production value through the roof.
Yes.
No more bad CGI that we have currently on this.
Oh,
show.
we were gonna CGI your face on the Tonys.
It'll look great. It'll look good. We have a similar build. If I lost like 45 pounds.
Oh man! All right, I think that's gonna do it. We're gonna ask that question now, guys. It's time.
Oh,
It is time. I was not able to keep this within the time frame that I wanted. We never do, but that's
told you
fine.
60+ minutes.
That's fine. That's fine. Tony, you're
Which
the
is
guest.
the most
So
open-ended time frame ever.
Yeah.
Just plus 60
plus.
plus.
60 plus. Yeah. 60 is the minimum.
it's like Disney Plus. It's open ended. Tony, was The Mandalorian Chapter 16, Season 2, Episode 8,
Wow.
The Rescue,
Just let it go, man.
#Grogu, good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was fun. I cried a little. I laughed a little. It was good, man.
Nice.
As much as I hate it.
I hated it, but I love it.
That's what
Tony,
happens.
you have to ask somebody now.
Well, I was going to ask you, but now you're off the table, Krishna. So I'm going to, Arjuna,
Oh my.
was this episode good?
Yes.
Oh,
The finale,
I
the
knew it.
finale
I
was
knew it.
good in the context of what this season has presented. It was the logical conclusion. It's what they built up towards, and it delivered. It delivered a satisfying ending. If this is truly the ending for Din and Grogu, it was satisfying. Like it was a good moment between them. It's kind of if it's the end and we see how these characters grow. It was done.
Wow.
Krishna,
Yes.
was the thing good?
It was good. It was, and yeah, it's like it wasn't the best episode of the season, and that fact kind of bums me out because you always want to end on the highest of the highs. It wasn't the best episode, but it was still good. I still had a lot of fun. Even though clearly, most of us here have problems with Luke Skywalker showing up, that didn't stop the fact that when we see the green light, the X-wing, and then the green lightsaber, I still lost my mind like a damn fanboy. It's revisionist history. I'm like, oh, you know what? I wish they didn't do it, but you know what? In the moment, though, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and that's the truth. So
100%.
Yeah. I was like, yay. Ravi, was the Mandalorian season 2 finale good?
Yes, it was good. Duh. It's a Star Wars thing. Of course I'm going to say it's good. But also I
You didn't
think...
say Rogue One was good.
Yeah. Episode 9.
Yeah, Rogue
8.
One, that made me cry. Like actual tears of sadness in the rain.
Wait, did you just mention episode 8?
So Tony, we have a thing. Episode 8 is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Good.
Ravi, and a lot of people, obviously. This wouldn't be a debate, but Ravi thinks it is the worst Star Wars movie of the 9.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking Mandalorian.
Way.
We'll get into that afterwards on Twitch, Tony.
I kid you not, Tony. I kid you not.
But yes, Mandalorian,
Oh, no.
I think the season's great. It is within the Star Wars universe is probably one of the better things that the Disney Corporation has come out with since they took it on.
It's a low bar.
The fact that a lot of people try and compare it to television shows like what they see on HBO, I think
Right.
is silly.
Yeah.
Just because it's potatoes and tomatoes, two different made up things,
But see, I disagree with that, and I don't want to get into like another hour.
No,
of
we're not
debate.
doing that right
but
now.
Season 1 was an HBO quality type of show in terms of just what they did with the material and stuff. That's why season 2 to me, like if you ask me, was season 2 good? Even though I said yes to every episode, if I look at the season in totality, and if you're comparing it to the previous season, no, it was not good.
Why did you
I'm
say
sorry.
yes?
I know. Why would you say
Yeah.
yes to every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
one then?
Because it's that conflict of the fanboy and the other comparing it
Your
to other
critic.
TV.
Your inner critic.
Yeah, exactly. And my inner critic can't say like this was a good story and this was good character development when there are many better examples. But then if you look at it from the perspective of Star Wars, yes, this is good Star Wars content. But
But that's what this pod does. We're not asking about the critic because
we
I
are.
hate
no,
critics.
we're
It's
asking
up
about
to
whatever the
each
hell we
individual.
think is
Yeah.
good.
It's up to
Yeah,
the
and it's
individual.
Star Wars.
No,
Star Wars, good.
It's up to
Star
us
Wars is good.
personally. And what I'm saying is, there is this conflict. There is a conflict within me.
And on that note, Tony, please plug something.
Oh, well, hey, I also have a podcast. It's called Hate Watching with Dan and Tony. Check
Oh my
it out.
God.
New episodes every Wednesday.
Hate watching.
That's awesome.
What? I've never heard of this.
Oh, basically, I just yell at movies. That's
Yes.
the gist of it.
I mean, that is incredible. Oh my God. Amazing.
Thank you again, Tony, for being on. And as always, guys, you can find us on Twitter at Was It Good, on Instagram at Was It Good BTM. And as always, we live stream this pod Monday and Fridays on twitch.tv/Was It Good. And we've got a couple more giveaways to kind of end the year, and then we're done with that. And yeah, that's everything I want to say. So
Thanks
Bye.
for having me, guys.
Of course.
I had a great time.
it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Tony, amazing. All right.
Sweet. So that's good on the recording. Those watching, we're going to give away this lightsaber right now because Arjuna is going to tell me the winner. Arjuna, who is the winner?
Tony Czech. Tony Czech. Tony Czech.
I totally butchered your last name, didn't I?
Oh, I go by either. And that's a true story. I honestly don't care. High school, it was Czech the whole time, and I fought it for like year 1.
Yep.
And then I was like, why do I care?
Yeah. You're never going to see those people again.
What?
You
Tony
don't know
killed
anyone,
him?
you don't see anyone you went to high school with?
I don't keep in touch with anyone from high school.
Robbie was very unpopular in high
Oh,
school.
big time. Big time. Fucking New Hampshire? Come on.
Yeah.
Half those people I think are like married or not around.
Only so half are married, half are dead?
Maybe. I don't know.
It might be the same half too. We don't know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You never know.
You never know. With
It's a
people.
bloodbath over there.
Yeah. So, Jenna, who is the winner?
I texted it to you.
Oh, hold on. So the winner of this beautiful, one-of-a-kind, you're not getting this one, actually. You're getting the boxed one. This one right here.
The new one.
The new one. Brand new, in the box. Is going to be at Our Covette. Sure.
Our Covette.
Our Covette on Instagram. So congratulations.
Woo! Yeah.
If you're watching, make sure to DM a place for us to transport it to, because we have transporters here.
We do?
No.
Shoot.
Now, Tony, do you still have some time, or do you have to bounce?
Oh no, I have some time.
Okay. We
You
wanted to
have
kind of
some
do.
time?
We wanted to do something a little bit different here. We're gonna stay on live for just a little bit longer. Tony has an interesting statement he wants to present to us.
Ooh. Is it written?
That may cause some of us to walk out of this room. So, Tony, please drop the statement.
Only one of us would walk out.
No, I'm pretty sure 2 of us.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out. It's the beauty of it.
The statement is the prequel trilogy is every bit as good, if not better, than the original trilogy.
The prequel trilogy.
The prequel trilogy, sir. Yes.
Wait,
and I will back it up. I just want to let it marinate for 1 second.
Yeah. So I got to make sure I got it right, though. Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, with the exception of 2, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
And when you're making that statement, are you including the ad hoc or the added content, like with the Clone Wars and the soon-to-be Bad Batch, or are you saying in your statement that 1, 2, or 3 are good
by
themselves with none of that extra information?
1, 2, and 3 are good if you've seen the original trilogy. I think it builds on the original trilogy, makes them better, and in the process has has a little bit more fun than the original trilogy. I find the original trilogy rather boring. A New Hope is it's a dull movie. It's like an art house flick, right? Which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's bad, but the action in it is pretty minimal. It doesn't look as great as its own sequels in that trilogy, and the characters are so boring and one-dimensional in that movie. However, having said that, like they all have their own merits. I don't think any of them are terrible. I just don't think that the prequels are as bad as people think that they are. And here's what I will say. Revenge of the Sith is, in my opinion, the best work of Star Wars written by George Lucas, which is, just for the record, Empire, not written by George Lucas.
Correct. Right.
Not written.
So,
right.
Yeah. So Empire is obviously the best of the 6, in my opinion.
Yes.
But right after that is Revenge of the Sith for me. I think that movie is far better than anything that A New Hope brings, and Jedi. Ooh, Return of the Jedi is not a good movie, guys.
Wait, is Return of Jedi? But
it's a great.
Wait, hold on. Just to add more marinade to the sauce, is Episode 6 worse than Episode 2 to you, or is it 6 over 2?
No. So 2, they kind of stagger. 2 is by far is in my opinion the worst Star Wars movie. I don't think it should I think it should be stricken from the record, and I think it's unfortunate that any of that happened. If you replace it with the Clone Wars, that trilogy is brilliant, in my opinion.
I love this. My opinion. You're really. I appreciate this.
I want people to know that, because even if you look through like critics and all these people that post like the definitive Star Wars order ranked, blah, 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 it's all your opinion, guys. They're all different.
True.
No one has the same order because everyone likes different things.
Right.
And I will just, a lot of people ride A New Hope for the nostalgia. Like, that's always in the top 5 for most people's lists. And I just don't think it's that good. I don't think it's earned that. I don't think it's a great movie. I think it's a great world, and it's an introduction to this thing, which is awesome. And if you had done the movies 1, 2, 3, 4, A New Hope would suck. People would have been super disappointed in A New Hope, which is why I'm sure he did 4, 5, 6, and then went back and did 1, 2, 3. but it feels like an introduction to everything. And I'm not a guy that's here for the setup. Like, whatever, just get to your shit, guy. I mean, I don't know.
Tony,
Return's awful.
Tony, like, I can see what you're saying, but the prequel trilogy is just let down by one thing: that George Lucas didn't follow through on Darth Jar Jar. If he follows through on Darth Jar Jar, it is the best Star Wars ever. It's better than Mandalorian. It's the best everything.
Leads us to a second thing I would love to talk to you guys about, and it's Star Wars fans ruined Star Wars.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Undeniably.
But I think that's not just Star Wars fans. I think that's all fan bases, sports, other TV. Like, it's always the fans that fuck it up.
But I mean, I agree. But for the most part, people follow through on their own visions. But I just feel like the Star Wars universe, for whatever reason, tries to listen to its fans and then deliver what they think they're asking for, which is never what they're asking for, obviously, because they don't understand anything. But
fans don't know what they want either.
Take the sequel trilogy, right?
Yes.
Force Awakens, just so you guys know where I'm coming from, is my favorite Star Wars movie. I think that
Cut the feed.
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying real quick.
The Force Awakens, the first one of the
the first. It's basically a retelling of A New Hope, only done with a good director, good actors, and great special effects. And I'm not knocking the original special effects; they hold up because they didn't. Practical effects are the way to go, obviously. Yeah. But the acting is so stilted in the original trilogy, and that's not their fault. I mean, you watch George Lucas direct anybody, and they're shit. Yeah. The guy can't direct to save his life, which is why, again, Empire is way better. I mean, did everybody see that trilogy back to back to back and be like, why in the middle movie is everyone more charismatic? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And also, the greatest Jedi who ever lived.
You're just dropping bombshells.
Wait, I told you I have a lot of thoughts that nobody agrees with me on.
Wait, Tony, I didn't hear who said the greatest Jedi was. Say it again.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Nice.
No, I definitely agree with. He was the most.
And you know why?
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Well, yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, Liam Neeson's great, but he's a gray character.
Yeah.
He doesn't live and die by the code. And every other stupid Jedi either lives by the code or turns dark side. Not my boy Qui-Gon.
Let me ask you this though.
Gray area.
Because I agree with you. I think Qui-Gon is I'm going to say the greatest Force user, but he's not a great Jedi because he is gray, you know?
Well,
no, that's a fair point.
Yeah. There's also an interesting conversation that they've
had. It's like extra nerdy.
They've had recently with the iconic Duel of the Fates music that's done between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan. And I think George Lucas and Dave Filoni talked about how that's his favorite scene in all of Star Wars because, literally this duel is happening and it's determining the fate of the universe, if you think about it, right? Because whoever wins, whoever lives, is going to train Anakin, and that's going to shape him 100%. Into Darth Vader. And because Darth Maul kills Qui-Gon isn't the teacher, which he probably needed. He needed that grayness to match 100%. That grayness.
Hey, Arjuna, because you just basically gave Disney the idea for their new spin-off universe.
I know.
Where the movie will start with the Duel of the Fates. It'll be CG Liam Neeson and Ian McGregor, and CG Darth Maul or whatever.
I bet,
Obi-Wan dies, and then boom, we get this entire new series of events.
So there's this Marvel show called What If coming out.
Yeah.
I would bet if that is successful, they'll do something like that for Star Wars.
That'd be cool.
And I will watch it.
Oh,
I would too.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
The What If stuff is always an interesting conversation. So, but I don't know if you want movies.
I just want to circle back. I'm sorry to cut you off, Robbie. Can we circle back to this Last Jedi conversation real quickly?
Nah, we're good.
Please.
We're good. Nah, it's okay.
What are
Robbie
you
hates
talking
it.
about, dude?
I hate it. The Canto Bite? Fuck that place. Fuck that scene. I fell asleep.
Okay,
One
you take
scene?
the one scene. Of
It
the
ruins
movie,
the
which is-
whole
oh
movie.
my God.
Because when you put the movie on and you sit there, you know it's coming. You know this thing that bores you to tears is coming.
So
So
just
then,
skip it.
well, no, hold on. But here's the thing, though. It's like, if you know it's coming and you're not going to enjoy it, why would you?
Hey,
what's
Ravi,
the point?
By that logic,
What's the point?
Wait. By that
There's other
logic,
stuff that's good in
right?
it.
You just said a few minutes ago at the end of our podcast that The Mandalorian is good because it's Star Wars and we love Star Wars, right?
Right.
Does that mean every single scene, every single minute of The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, you absolutely loved? There aren't scenes in there that you disliked? Because by that logic, you should skip all The Mandalorian.
No,
because you know it's coming. You
Or
know
the
the
original
shit
I
is
would
coming.
say-
trilogy,
I
which
would
you
say-
probably love so much.
I would say it's different in the sense that not every single minute of The Mandalorian is amazing, right? But that scene sticks out so badly for me that it just there's such a distaste for it. I don't see the point in sitting through a however long it is film.
You're basically saying the scene is so bad and the rest of the movie isn't good enough.
Yeah, to make me watch.
overcome
Yeah, what's
how
the
bad it
point?
is.
Like, if I need a refresher, I will go on YouTube and find that 5-10 minute like what happened in episode 8.
That's so confusing though, because that movie, at least for me, had so many
Iconic scenes.
amazing moments where I truly didn't like the
Canto-
Canto Bite either. But
Canto
the rest
Bites
of
is
that movie
the
is
boringest
so-
scene.
But
It's
there's so many
good.
like Canto Bite doesn't even like when I close my eyes and I think of episode 8, Canto Bite isn't even like the top 20 of like the first things I remember from that
Right, but
movie.
this isn't your memories. This is my memories. And for me, when I close my eyes, I see that horrific scene. I hear those annoying statements about war, and then that's it. I can't get beyond that to remember any other parts of that film.
It's just confusing because
But this is my brain,
just-
not
your
your
brain
brain.
is confusing.
Well, that's
all I'm
fine.
saying
I
is-
have to live with it, not you. So nobody's asking you
actually,
to
we
like
do
get
have
on
to
my
live-
side
we
here.
have to live with your brain.
No, you do
Here's
not
the
have to
thing
live
You
with
about
say
my
it,
brain.
outlandish things all the time.
It's the only movie in, I don't know, how long have they been making Star Wars? 2,000
40
years?
years.
It's
40
the
years.
only movie in that entire span that makes Luke Skywalker an interesting fucking character. Your lead guy is boring through 50 films, and then one film gives him something to do, gives him some feelings, some fucking thoughts, and you don't like it.
Independent thoughts, yeah.
I don't like my Star Wars characters to have thoughts. I just want them to go do things.
All right, that sums it up.
episode 1, the prequel trilogy is now Ravi's favorite because droid.
You know what? I kind of like this take of Tony's. I'm getting on board.
Droid.
The prequel trilogy, great stuff. That episode of the Clone Wars with the droids, that arc, that part of the Clone Wars as well with the sisters, best part of the whole fucking thing.
Now I know you're just lying to yourself
brain
and
is
us
confused.
and you're God. You're lying.
I mean, the other thing too is I like Tony. I've seen episodes 1 through 6 probably in total like I don't know 50 plus times. The new
Well,
trilogy.
first of all, that's probably too many.
No, definitely too many. Definitely too many.
yeah, that's several times a year.
But the new trilogy, episode 7, 8, and 9, I've seen episode 7 twice. I've seen episode 8 1.5 times because I fell asleep for half of it, and then episode 9 I've only seen the once. And I have no
that's
desire to go back
understandable.
and look at it, to be honest. It's every time I think of it, it's like maybe I should wash some clothes, or maybe I could clean
You'd rather do laundry
the
than watch
lint.
Star Wars.
Yeah, like
So you don't enjoy Kylo Ren
Not
in
really.
Force Awakens, an actual interesting nemesis who's again a great character.
yeah.
Got a little good, got a little bad, which is what they say about Darth Vader. Bullshit. The guy's all bad, and then he has a flip a switch. I don't buy it for a second. But what is with you and not liking characters that are morally gray? I think that says a lot about you, sir.
I like to look at the world as black and white, so if I see a great
listen,
character,
that's
I
your
freak
bag, that's
out.
your
I just
bag.
like I don't want it. I don't want to touch it.
I don't know who you are.
Exactly. Krishna or Arjuna, for example, I get along with them so well because they're both very black and white.
Oh, is that because we're wearing gray and white?
Correct.
That's
But
not
I'm
black.
wearing gray. It's not black.
Whatever. We can color correct that. Tony, help me color correct
It also, honestly, on a Skype screen, it looks black. I don't
That's
know
true.
what to tell you.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look. I mean, go pull yourself up. Hey, can you make that one full screen for us? So hit, what is it? No, not me. Yeah. Yeah, it looks black.
It looks
See?
gray to me.
It looks black. Are you
That's 'cause
colorblind?
You know, you're painting your own thoughts. You know it's gray. That's why it looks gray. That's science.
I mean, well, Tony, just go on twitch.tv/wasitgood after you hang up and check out the live stream in our high def, because you're seeing us through the Skype camera. It's
That's
very
true.
bad.
That
true.
camera
That's true.
probably
It's not
makes
good.
us look,
like shit.
yeah, like potatoes.
Are you guys streaming in the 4Ks? Is that what's happening?
No, we're only doing
Ultra
we're
HD?
going 1080 at 60 FPS.
Great stuff.
I love. I'm a 60. I'm
Look
a
at these
60
nerds.
sucker. Yeah.
I don't even know
Hold
what
on.
that
Do you
means.
not like Ray?
No, I don't like.
Sorry,
Ray.
I'm very hung up on this whole
No,
thing.
that's fine. That's fine. That's what we.
You don't like Ray at all.
I find her to be kind of flat and not that interesting. She was interesting.
As opposed to Luke Skywalker? He's like fucking cardboard walking around those movies, man.
I find him to be more interesting because there's a lot more backstory that we know of. While with Rey, we have 7, 8, and 9, and it's similar to like how the prequel trilogy came out. When they came out, 1, 2, and 3, for the most part, a lot of people like your statement. They're better than the original. Most people laugh at that because you had idiots like Jar Jar Binks. You had the terrible sequence.
How dare you.
In episode 2 and all that fun stuff. And then you had all that extra content added on top, right? Like we had the entire Clone Wars series. It makes watching episode 3 a whole lot better. It just adds a lot more to those characters. 7, 8, and 9, you got what you got. I'm definitely probably a little blinded by social reaction and things that were said and how I perceive the films, but I haven't gotten a lot of extra story about Rey to make me care about what she does in those movies.
Well, let me
That's
tell
because
you.
That's because people like you killed that story.
I didn't. No, okay. Real quick,
believe it's not
I
you.
did not go on the
Don't
internet.
shoot the messenger.
I did not go on the internet and start a Twitter war with anybody.
You did
I
it
mean,
on Reddit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Anonymously.
Well, let
Duh.
me tell you something. Disney is creating a lot of
Shut
spin-off-
up.
And let me tell you,
Let me tell you about
the
spin-off.
Rey, Poe, and Finn separate spin-offs are going to happen that will then culminate in a Rey, Poe, and Finn spin-off.
Sorry, real quick, Tony. I just realized this on your background. Is that your podcast in the background?
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is me
Oh.
just doing a little little marketing.
That's pretty cool. Okay, nice.
Amazing.
That's pretty good. I
lights
like
up?
that. Why don't we have
thank
any
you.
marketing, guys? Oh, we got the big monitor back there. Look at that. Yeah. Woohoo.
I don't even see it.
It's
from
not
my
an
angle.
Yeah, on Tony's angle, he can't see shit. Okay. Okay.
Hilarious. Tony's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, just pointing
I believe you
into
got a
space.
monitor wall, as far as I'm concerned.
we're just all about the monitors, It's our thing.
I like Tony's take though on like the prequels, and I think the other thing that's interesting with Star Wars, in Arjuna, you had said as a television show, The Mandalorian is not necessarily up there with other shows, but I think regardless, it creates a lot of discussion. Star Wars in general, good, bad, stupid, dumb, whatever.
It brings
creates,
people together.
It gets people's blood boiling.
And then it drives them apart.
I mean, it's like the new
It
holiday
brings
thing,
people
right?
together.
It's like the new holiday
Yeah,
thing. You could go into a holiday with a lot of family and be like,
yeah.
rank the Star Wars movies, and you'll probably
And
get
dinner's
a
ruined.
good,
You're gonna
healthy,
you're gonna get pied.
destructive discussion.
Yeah, it brings people together so that they can drive each other apart.
away.
Yeah, it brings them together to fight.
Oh my
And then they
One last thing that I'm just putting together, Robbie. I'm so sorry.
Go for
So
it.
you're saying that The Last Jedi is worse than The Rise of Skywalker?
I have said that. I don't know if I'll die on that hill because again, I've only watched Rise of Skywalker once.
It's not.
And if
even a
anything,
movie.
I'm pretty sure I said it more just to troll Krishna.
It's not a real movie, you guys.
It
It's
isn't.
not.
You're
It
not
isn't.
wrong. You're
It
not
isn't.
wrong.
The first half an hour of that movie, not a single shot lasts more than a second and a half. It's the most disorienting
Is that for
film
real?
experience. Besides the first half an hour of The Great Gatsby,
Because we're also like
I was wasted for that movie. But for The Rise of Skywalker, where I was stone cold sober, it's the most disorienting movie experience of my life. The first half an hour of that movie, I'm like, where are we? What is happening? What are we doing?
It's the opening credits
Who
that
gives
is
a
the most disjointing thing.
am the Senate.
Say what you will about the prequels. At least you understand, except for Trade Federation. At least you understand what's happening because they're not changing shots every 1.5 seconds, right?
Is that an actual fact in the movie, or you're just
Put it
saying?
on. Put it on.
I don't want to.
Put it on. Watch the
right
first.
now.
I
30
really
minutes.
don't want to.
And you can time every single
No,
shot.
I
I will
don't
put
want
money
to.
down. Not a
I
single
don't-
shot
I
over
don't- I
a
don't
second
want
and a
to.
half.
Please
It's
don't make me.
fucking
I
ridiculous.
bet
Please
there's
don't
a
make
couple
me.
shots. I mean, I don't think it's that.
You're probably right. You're probably right. There's probably a
ridiculous,
couple.
but yeah,
but
it is pretty fast.
it's so like oh my god.
So we all agree that the Phantom Menace is the best Star Wars.
So I'm not gonna lie though.
Oh my god.
I thought Revenge of the Sith was my favorite prequel, but I've watched all 3 of those movies a few times now. I think Phantom Menace is actually my favorite prequel. Here's why: pod racing scene, incredible. That is one of the best racing scenes in any movie. I'm on the edge of my seat every time.
Wait,
that
better
scene
than
comes
Ford
on.
versus Ferrari?
Better than Ford versus Ferrari. Yes, absolutely.
Ford v Ferrari is pretty good.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. Pod
He's
racing.
not saying it's bad. Don't put words in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on your side, Krishna.
Thank you. Duel to Fates.
Yeah, it's
Duh,
absolutely
iconic. Yeah,
incredible.
of course.
And also, after watching, and I'm the only one, I will die on this hill. When you see I forget what the name of the YouTube video is, but the YouTube video on the Darth Jar Jar theory, and then you go back and you watch the prequels, that to me is what elevates the prequels, because I can never watch the prequels ever again and see what Jar Jar does and not believe that George Lucas set him up to be a Sith.
Krishna,
No one will
100%.
ever convince me ever. You got to watch the video and then you watch it. And I'm
I
like,
have to admit something.
I see it.
I have to admit something to
I
you.
see it.
3 years ago, I created a fake YouTube account.
That's funny because I saw this story like 6 years ago.
Nope.
So
You're,
it doesn't matter if you create a fake YouTube account or not.
as Christopher Nolan has taught us, time is just a social construct that doesn't exist.
Wait, when did Christopher Nolan teach us that?
Did you guys watch Tenet?
We're
Not
thinking
yet.
about watching it after this, but I don't even know if I have the energy.
You're
watch
that drained from Tony's.
No. It's
arguments?
just because
Taking
like
his will to
because I
live.
already told
Just
you
like Padme.
I already told you with Tenet, there's already a giant like distaste in my mouth, and that's like my own personal problem that I have is like when I get a distaste about something, TV or movie, it can ruin the experience.
Yes.
To the point where it's like, do I really? I don't know.
oh.
I don't know if I want to bother
happening
just
with Tenet.
because I feel like I'm just gonna sit there and bash it, and that's not fun.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it with you. You can leave the room.
Well, just make sure you buy it first, and then give me access to your account
No.
because I don't want to buy it.
Nope.
Okay.
No. Ravi, it's going to cause you pain, so you can't watch it.
But it won't cause me pain if I don't have to pay for it.
Nope, you're not watching it.
Please.
Well, it's up to
I feel like
Christopher
that was
Nolan.
a real reversal.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
happens
hate
a
it.
lot.
I won't watch it. I won't watch it. Please let me watch it. I really want to see it, man.
Ravi's always very mercurial.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things. If you
just don't
take
know
it
what you're
away
gonna
from me,
get.
I want it.
You don't know what you're going to get second to second.
Yeah.
Sure.
Tony, I think we're gonna get out of here. It is our parents' anniversary, so shout out to them for figuring out marriage. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks for getting married and having us, I guess.
I wouldn't say that second part is anything to be thankful for, but the first part I think
Greatest
is
regret
important.
of their lives.
If that hadn't
Most
happened, we wouldn't be
likely.
here with Tony discussing Star Wars.
So then, Tony, you should be thanking our parents.
I'm thanks, guys. I don't know their names, but if I did, I would give you a personal shout out and a virtual hug.
Oh,
Thank you, Tony.
It's mommy and daddy. That is their names.
Mama, papa.
No, it's old person and old person too.
Boston, New York.
Whoa.
Now, who's the
It's
second
their
old person?
anniversary, dude.
I know they've been together. What is it? Like
They're used to it.
Is it their like 50th? No.
What?
They're 50th.
How old are they?
They're 59. How could it be their 50th?
They got married.
Different time.
No, they
Wow.
got, so our parents got married in 1983. So this is their 37th wedding anniversary.
Holy shit, that's a long time.
That's impressive.
What
That's
should we do
great.
for their 40th if they make it there?
Probably do another podcast.
Yeah,
Probably.
Let's do a Star Wars.
Was
podcast.
40 years of marriage good?
Yeah, there we go.
Don't worry, guys. In 3 years when it's their 40th, we'll be talking about the Mandalorian season 5, and it'll be great.
That's someone sneaking in. They're breaking in. Studios are broken
all
into.
three of you, all three heads just slowly.
Hi. That's because our parents are in the
They're in the doorway.
If you cut, you have to cut.
Congratulations!
They say congratulations, Tony did.
Oh, maybe Tony can see them.
Okay.
I can see. Yeah, them I can see.
Oh, you can see them. Oh, okay.
Oh,
so Tony can see
Tony can see them.
Nice. Oh, that's right, because he's coming in over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is over.
I keep looking at the screen and then this camera, but then I realize he's over
Yeah,
there.
we should probably figure that out. Anyway, we're going to get going. Tony, thank you again.
Yeah, get
Seriously,
outta here.
appreciate it. We're definitely going to have you on again to give us more hot takes, not just in Star Wars, but I feel you some other takes that will boil the blood. So,
Tony, can you give us hot takes on each of us next time?
Wow.
Next time. Yeah, we'll do an episode all about you guys. I think that's
and make it
Really play to
specific.
your
Make
vanity.
it specific to work in terms of like producer and like production and just like organizational skill sets.
Who
and
was your
stuff.
favorite brother to work with?
So you basically want Tony to do like what, employee reviews on each of us?
Yep.
Yes.
Damn, and not even on company time either. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you that both of you are on my shit list. Arjuna, you're fine. You're doing great. But, we had a little company holiday party, virtual party the other day. I didn't see either of your faces there.
I was not invited to
I
this,
have no idea what you're
this,
talking
party,
about.
yeah.
So.
Oh shit! Were you guys?
I did not get an invite.
I actually was invited.
Oh, that's
then
awkward
I'll,
as
you know, I
fuck.
forgive you.
Oh, there we go then.
Nothing. That's hilarious.
Probably missed that. Oh well, don't care.
Yeah.
All right, again, thank you everybody, and
Take it
thanks
out
to
of
the
it.
winner for getting this Darksaber, and we'll see you all
Congratulations.
most likely Monday. So till then, bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.